Bruce Lee's goal in a fight is to reduce his own entropy. In other words, increase his optionality. By making the fight not a fight, he improves his position relative to the opponent by not having to fight. He submits him, or he knocks him out, or kills him, or he runs away. In order to do this, Bruce Lee has to learn skills. He has to do push-ups on fingers so he can grapple. He has to be fast. Particularly, he has to be able to accelerate fast, because all he has to do is run away. He doesn't have to run an ultra-marathon. All he has to do is run away. He has to be a good climber. He needs very strong wrist muscles and fingers. Again, push-ups on fingers. He needs flexibility for almost any kind of martial arts. So what Bruce Lee is doing is what Richard Sutton is propagating in the oak architecture. Learn what's worth learning in order to pursue your goal. The goal, again, is to reduce the entropy for yourself in your system. And of course, by definition, you will increase entropy around you, but that's thermodynamics. We don't need to go into that. So an agent, a fighting agent, has a goal to reduce its entropy by controlling the opponent in such a way so the ego agent has more optionality by controlling the opponent. For example, in jiu-jitsu, you can dissect this into John Danaher's 4 systems, which is once you have jiu-jitsu, once you're in that realm, so once the task is jiu-jitsu, let's say you're on the floor, or not even on the floor, but you realize that the best way to approach your opponent is through techniques of jiu-jitsu. First, you're going to bring the opponent down. Second, you're going to pass his legs. Third, you're going to control him. Fourth, you're going to submit him. So those are the 4 things that you need to do in order to successfully execute a jiu-jitsu strategy. Those are skills that you learn, and you learn them not because you want to be good at jiu-jitsu. You don't learn them because you want to be a good wrestler. You learn them because your end goal is to reduce entropy, and therefore you've learned in the process of training, you've learned the skills necessary to pursue your goal. So this is akin to the oak architecture. Like you're learning, not just you're learning the actual skills necessary for the fight, you're also learning the environment. So there's no rules here. Vale todo. It's exactly how mixed martial arts started. I think that's why MMA is so popular, because it's really a condensed version of intelligence. It's the prototype of intelligence that Richard Sutton and others are trying to implement at a larger scale in a more general way. So the fight is the prototype of a reinforcement learning agent that learns from its environment, through its environment, and from the experience what works and what doesn't, and therefore gets better at its ultimate goal, which is to reduce entropy for the ego agent and control the opponent. Thank you.